Well, Patrick Reed seems comfortable and confident here on the Plantation course, and for good reason. Now, of all the players that I cover on the PGA Tour, Patrick Reed plays the most and practices the most. If it was a normal year, now of course 2020 was not a normal year, Patrick would play 30 events globally. He's a member not only of the PGA Tour but also the European Tour. And I mentioned him practicing. He rarely, if ever, takes a few days off or a week off. He's always working on his game. He's kind of this generation's Vijay Singh, and because of that, he arrives here at Kapalua ready to go. He feels like his game is in sync because he continues to practice, and the results prove that. You mentioned he won here in 2015. He finished runner-up in 2016, finished runner-up last year, losing in a playoff to Justin Thomas. I caught up with Patrick Reed, and I asked him about the energy that he feels when he arrives here at Kapalua to start the year.
No, it means a lot. I think the biggest thing is to be able to come back and play here, especially a place that I've had success at, but also every year you have to win the previous season to get in. And with that being said, it just means that you did something right last year. You were able to go out and get the victory, and I think that's the key.
You're absolutely right. You do have to win to get here, which you did at Mexico, but that's not the case this year. Tour Championship participants are allowed to play here. Are you okay with that? Or do you think winners should only be here?
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't a crazy year that it was in 2020, I understand. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to go back to where it's the tournament champions, where it's the champions of the previous year. But at the same time, we had 3 months off there, so you're taking away a lot of events there that guys could have gone and played to win. So, this year I have no issues with allowing the other players to come in and play, because you have to, even if you don't win an event, you have to play really well that year in order to make it to East Lake.
Moving forward, you would like only champions to be here.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to kind of sit down and kind of evaluate and see. It's one of those things that I know the tour's working probably hard on, and they've been talking with the pack and everything about who should be here and who shouldn't, and vice versa. But for me right now, it's kind of one of those things. It's uncharted territory this year because it's not winners only. So, we're going to have to wait and see kind of how it all unfolds, how it all ends up.
Let's talk about you for a minute. You practice and play maybe more than anybody on the world stage. Over the last few months, did you take a breath, slow down a bit, or did you keep grinding?
I took a couple of days off.
A couple of days?
Yeah, after I got done with Dubai, I came home, I kind of reset, took 2 or 3 days off at that point, and from there I just kept at it, kept swinging, kept kind of putting, chipping, kept on doing my normal routines. It was probably right before Christmas. It was a little lighter days of practice, but I made sure I touched all the bases, and then once Christmas is over, we hit the ground running.
And finally, about this week, considering, like I mentioned, you won here before, you nearly won here last year. Are you expecting, it's a big word, expecting to be in contention on the back nine on the final day?
Ooh, expecting is a big word. Really, when I look at it, I'm going to go in it like I do every week, and that's just continue grinding, continue putting in the work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, leading up to the event, and get my game where I feel like it's very comfortable and where I feel like I'm in control, and go in the week and hopefully have a chance to win late Sunday.
Okay, so we didn't really answer, does he expect to be in contention come Sunday here at Kapalua? That's a pretty professional non-answer. I can tell you, really, he's saying yes, he expects to be in contention because he's excited also about a new swing coach that he has. We'll take you back to the U.S. Open at Winged Foot. Patrick was in contention to win, but he faltered on the weekend. That Sunday at the U.S. Open, he parted ways with his longtime swing coach, Kevin Kirk, and flew to Orlando, Florida to immediately start working with David Ledbetter. He's actually made a couple of other trips to Florida to work with Ledbetter. And he feels like in regards to his swing, sure, he's changing a few things, but when he has a miss on the golf course, he now understands why that miss happened. In other words, he understands his swing a lot better now, working with David Ledbetter, according to Patrick Reed. And the results, well, they've been pretty good. He's had 3 starts since working with David Ledbetter. All 3 of those finishes inside the top 15, including a 3rd-place finish in Dubai at the DP World Tour Championship, the season-ending event on the European Tour. We'll see if that carries over here on Maui.